So hello and welcome to another little update on my loft layouts. Excuse me if the loft light layouts play around a little bit. I've got a couple of different light sources going on here. So what I've done is quite a bit of planning and building since you last saw the update. So I've kind of finished now what I want to do with the raised area, and basically what I've done is I put an incline in there, and I'll show you that working in a minute, down to what will be my little harbour. So this will be Foyle's Wharf, so it'll be a little wharf. I've got my boats and things I can do. I've sorted out my track plan. So the idea, I'm going to use these buildings which you've seen before. I got that one cheap on eBay actually, I was quite pleased about, and then that's one of the any scale models and one of our own 3D engine sheds. And the idea, this is going to be a self-contained little branch line. So this will have the ability, that will be the head shunt, but it'll still have the engine shed. That will be the line for the goods wagons onto the wharf, and obviously we've got a station. It will run up the incline. Here, just after the bridge, will be a branch, something like that, into a big warehouse. And the big warehouse will be used to hide the roof rafter. And it'll also be, the idea of the line is it was built by some businessmen to take goods and people from a ferry and a wharf into the town, because the main line didn't want to do it, which is what happened a lot in UK. So this will be the warehouse for the guy that wanted to build it. So that's the main reason, goods from the wharf up to the warehouse. And then we'll have a little town station here. And what made all this possible was a guy on Instagram who made me think about using Y points, which I hadn't thought about before. And then I adapted it to put a curve point in. So by putting a curve point and 2 Y points, you get very compact little terminus station. And I'll use again this any scale models station along here somewhere. I might even put it at the end, but it'll go through there. So what I've done is, using corrugated cardboard and foam board, this is a fixed raised area. This won't lift off, so that the track is fixed. I've used our own 3D printed bridges there to make the bridge, and you can see I've started to extend the foam board back, which will give me a deeper town scene. And then I'm going to leave the 2 running lines that we've already got. The one that's just running now, I can then use as a feeder for the terminus station, with a big goods yard off in there where the rubbish is at the moment. And the main line then can just run round unimpeded as before. So quite a lot of planning done. So I'll just show you this loco, hopefully working up the incline, but I am doing it one-handed. And you can see it goes up there quite happily, excuse the light, and into the station. So a little bit here on inclines, because there's an awful lot of nonsense spoken on YouTube and places about this, about minimum gradients and all that sort of thing. It's really very simple. So as always, decide what you want to go up it. I only need it to be a short 040 loco and 3 wagons or short coaches. That's it. That's all the running loop. The passing loop will only take 3. So that's all it needs to do. So you can minimise the height at this end. So this is only 6.5 centimetres tall, not the usual 8 centimetres. And then what I've done down this end is the harbour wall will be 2 centimetres higher. So I'm only rising about 4 centimetres, 4.5 centimetres. And it's really very simple. I've cut the corrugated cardboard, fix it the top end, fix it at the bottom end, and then support it once it's dry. And then before you do that, what I did was I held this in place with some books and ran my train up it to see if it'll go up it. And it's as simple as that. If the train that you want to run up it won't run up it, it's too steep. If it will, it will. And this is obviously quite a short one, and it's curved. And if you read the books, it shouldn't happen because it's curved and it's short. But actually, as you've just seen, the loco goes up it with no real difficulty at all. Now, what I would say is this is the heavier saddle tank 040, and a lighter loco without the traction would probably struggle. Let's just run that up again. And I'm not having to race it, I'm not having to rush it. It will go up there quite happily. It's a decent running little loco with the 3 wagons, and I can then run around. So that will be a complete branch line. That's why it's got an engine shed down the other end, because that doesn't connect to any main line. And it would bring the people in to the station, into the town, and then if they want to change onto the main line, they walk down the road, and they get on, but there'd be no goods interchange apart from a little bit of what can be wheeled. This now is going to be my coal yard. Signal box isn't supposed to be there, so that's going to be my coal yard in there now, accessed from that ramp. This is going to be a 2-road goods yard with a goods shed into there, and then this will be a town scene over the back and probably a bit more of a country scene through the front to blend into the country. But I've now got all my track plan done, everything's set. I'm not changing this now. I've got what I want. I've got my running lines, I've got my harbour, my Falls Wharf, which I've always wanted because I've got the ships. I've got a nice little incline with a warehouse and into a little country station, little town terminus. So that's the complete branch line I've always wanted. So I can run that as a branch line. I can run this as a terminus shunting station layout because I've got my big passenger platforms there. I've got my coal yard and what will be a 2-road goods yard. And I can effectively use the inner track as the fiddle yard for that. And then I'll have my viewing area for watching trains go round through the town, into the countryside, past the harbour, through the countryside, into the big country station, which is coming along quite nicely, and then back round into the tunnel. So apart from a large fiddle yard to operate it all, which would have been nice, but I can't fit in, it'll actually work really well. So quite a lot of progress. I've been working on other projects as well. I've been tinkering with some other railway projects as well as being very busy getting jobs in the garden done and lots of cadet work. But it is going to come on now. I've got a plan I like. I'm quite happy with the town area. That'll be a lot of building because I like building buildings. And we're having a green diesel day today. That's found this in a box. Class 25. I got it from Richard at Classic Rail a couple of years ago for £30. It's a lovely little runner, as are most of these diesels. So I haven't finalised this area too much. I'll get the track down, I think. I'll work on the harbour, and then we'll do bits as we go along. The whole fun for me of this is to be able to do what you're in the mood for, rather than trying to religiously finish one area whether I really want to enjoy doing it or not. So if I feel like doing buildings, I'll do buildings. If I feel like painting boats, I'll do the harbour. And while I'm doing it all, I can still watch trains go around. I've got some more Javis ballast mat to finish off the last few bits. So yeah, quite a lot of progress. Really quite pleased with that, if I'm honest. That's going to be quite nice now. So it'll look complex, but it's actually quite simple. But it'll look quite good when we've got a train running over the bridge with the other trains running behind. So there we go. The loft layout's coming along, and a little introduction on how to do an incline. If you want to do an incline, don't worry about buying all these expensive formers and finding it won't fit. Just do this. Put a bit of cardboard in and run some trains up it and see if it'll work. And if it'll work, build it. It's that simple. All the guidance in the books is because they're assuming you're going to run a 4 or 5 coach express train up it, and that needs probably most of this loft to do. If you're just doing a little short area, you're away. And I would certainly ignore all the nonsense about not putting curves on an incline. There's one tiny little straight there, that's it. There we go. I was quite pleased with this area. That's all set track. Took a lot of fiddling with a box of all different bits, but it's all set track in there. So there we go. Thank you as always for watching. I'll try and do an update each week. As a number of us have mentioned, real life is getting in the way quite a bit these days for all of us. But I will try and do an update each week if I can. So there we go. Thank you as always for watching. I'll just leave you with a shot of a couple of the trains running as always. Hi, thanks for watching the video and for the nice comments. Click on the left for a previous video in this series, click on the right for another video you might enjoy, and please don't forget to click to subscribe, like, comment, etc. Thanks again.